Well, good morning. It's my latest creation. Uh, before I get started taking my meds, I got some fan mail, I guess is what you want to call it. It's from Nikita Bates. And the kindness of people always amazes me. Okay. It says a gift for you. Hi, Lucky. Just a small token of my appreciation. I love watching your YouTube channel from Nikita Bates, and that was so kind. Let's see what it is. Oh my goodness! Look here, it comes in a bag. I'm gonna keep it in this bag too. Get it open here. Reminds me of another act of kindness towards me. Look, it's a deal to make rings. Size rings. It has, I guess, the metric size and the standard size. And then it's got this little bitty thing here that goes around your finger that tells you the size of your finger. That's neat. It's like a zip tie, and you just put it in there, and it shows you how big your finger is. And then you got these hoops to show you how big your finger is. It goes up to 13s. 13 fit that finger. I think my finger's an 11 or about a 12. Yeah, a little bit tighter than that. But this thing's going to come in so handy. Look at there. Yeah, I can size your finger or size the ring. And then put the ring on here, and then this here you can roll wire around it and make a ring out of it. Ain't that something? She sure didn't have to do this. She's so kind. Ain't that something? From Nikita Bates. Came in this package here from Amazon. I don't know how to work Amazon, and my daughter won't let me buy anything online. I can tell you a story about that. Let's see. She's got me where, let's see. I can't buy anything online with my card. But I learned how to do stuff. I went to Walmart, and at first I don't know how to run an ATM machine. But if I go inside the bank, they won't give me no money on my card. But she got it set up with them, because I got in trouble a long time ago. And then, but I don't know how to run an ATM, but I go to Walmart, and they say, you want money back? I said, sure. And I punch a button, and there it is. I get me $100 every time I go. And let's see what else I was going to say that was funny. She came the other day. Oh, I went to pay my bill, my internet bill and my phone bill. And the woman says, well, ain't you on the board? I said, yeah, I used to be on the board. I don't know where I still am or not. Whatever. And she says, well, you get paid every month. I said, I do. I said, well, where's that money going? She said, it goes into your account. I said, okay, how much I got by account? And she said something. And I said, well, she said, why are you paying the bill? Why don't you just take the money out of your account with us and pay the bill? which is about $170, you know. I said, can I do that? She said, sure. Said, instead of going into your account, all of it, some of it will go for your monthly bill. Said, okay, I gotta go around this. I'm gonna do it till my daughter catches it anyway. I thought, okay, we'll give that a shot. It's a will, there's a way. I got in trouble. It's a long story, but anyway, she's a controller of my finances. And boy, she does a good job of keeping up with me, let me tell you. But when I got this here from her, that was so nice. It brought me back when I left home. See, I left home at 10 years old. And my dad was very abusive. He beat the hell out of me almost every day. And I got tired of it one day, about 10 years old. I decided I'd leave, and I did. I'll cut you away from all the gory details. Anyway, I got a concussion on my head, big scar right here, still got it. Anyway, I had scars on my back from him whooping me. Yeah. He used to whoop me with baling wire, among other things. But anyway, I left, and I went to eastern Oklahoma, down around Lindsay and down around there, and they's cutting broom corn with a Johnny knife. It's just a square-bladed knife, the blade's only about that long, and it's got a handle, and you run the corn through your fingers. You pull that knife in your hand. It didn't come out here very far. It didn't have a point on it. Just a square blade, and you'd run that corn through your fingers like that, and you'd cut that corn. And they make broom corn, is what it called it. And they make brooms out of it. And I wasn't old enough, boy, to call it a break, because you'd walk and break it behind you and make a table. And then you cut the rows and lay the corn this way with the stalk out that way. And then you'd make broom corn out of it. It reminded me of the grapes of wrath. And so I didn't have no shoes. I was in a hurry to leave. I grabbed an extra shirt, and that was it. Anyway, I didn't have no shoes on. And it was hot. Oh, my God. They cut the broom corn in July and August. And I'd been walking in them fields. My toes were cut and everything else. And this black man, family, he felt pity on me, so he gave me a pair of shoes. Oh, of course, the soles were wore out. But, oh, they was the best shoes I ever had in my life. And they're a little big, so he stuffed a newspaper down the ends of them and put them on my feet. Boy, it saved my feet. That winter, though, I almost lost both of my little toes caused of frostbite. But anyway, that's another story. But that was an act of kindness, and I never forgot it. And ever since then, I probably got 400 pairs of shoes. I don't wear them all the time. I don't even wear house shoes. I run around here barefooted. But I got them if I need them. Hush, you ain't going out. It's dark. It's like let's see what time it is. 4:28 in the morning. Dummy. But that brought me back to kindness, that present. It sure would. And I sure put it to good use. But, oh, I had a heck of a day yesterday straightening up my meds. They got this one here all screwed up. But I don't care. Yep. I used to follow the migrant workers, I guess is what you can call it nowadays. I used to follow the fruit harvest. I probably chopped enough cotton, picked enough cotton, hoed peanuts, chopped cotton. They'd plant it so thick you'd have to leave space like every 6 inches apart, take out a few stalks so they would, grow bigger. and about every 6 inches apart. They call it chopping cotton. And then hoeing peanuts, you'd have to get down there on your hands and knees and pull out the crabgrass without killing the peanut. Yeah, I made a good migrant worker. Reminds me of, I was in Arizona one time. I was probably 12, 13, something like that. Probably about 12. But I was big for my age. I was tall. And there was this Mexican family. They was, I don't know whether they still do it or not, but when you went from Arizona into California, they had check stations. And so you couldn't bring fruit over, vegetables, or any of that little crap. But anyway, this Mexican family, they had an old Chevrolet, like I think it was 36, hell, I can't remember that good. Wasn't that good with cars anyway. And they couldn't get across the border. And of course, they friended me, and I was friends with them, and we was working there picking cotton in southern Arizona. And they'd been wanting to go in. I said, well, I'm going on to the peach harvest and stuff in California. And they said, well, I said, well, come on with me, let's go. And he said, oh, no. He said, every time I try to go over into California, they get stopped and turned back. Because there's old Mexicans. They wasn't a citizen in America. I said, well, hell, we'll figure out a way to get you across the border. And I did. I said, I'll drive. And I said, him and his wife and me sat in the front seat. And she couldn't speak a lick of English. That poor woman, she could cook. And I said, you sit next to me, because he spoke pretty good English. And we'll go across the border. And we got up to the station. Of course, I had jet black hair. But my skin was as white as snow. And I didn't wear a shirt. And you can see where I did wear a shirt, but the rest of my skin was just as white. I mean, you're talking about paper white. Because my ancestry was English. Norway, Sweden, and whatever. But anyway. So they got up there, and of course you could see that they were Mexicans, Spanish people. And I said, they said, who's these people? I said, that's Mom and Dad. And they said, okay. He looked a little funny, but he didn't say nothing, you know. And I said, well, he said, where you guys headed? I said, well, we're headed to the peach harvest. You know, back in them days, it was like the grapes of wrath. Everybody was traveling, trying to make a living. He was a little bit reluctant, but he sent us across the border. That was what counted. And hush, you guys. Daddy's telling the damn story. You're interrupting me. But we got them over into California. There they are. Totally fit. Leave him alone. He's trying to sleep. But we got it over into California, at least I did. And they thanked me. I stayed with them for quite a while. Up and down the California, but we ended up in Modesto, Ceres, right around there, Turlock, in that area. You can look it up. But they was so damn happy to be in California. Well, most of the work, see, was in California, like the fruit and vegetables, cutting grapes, and so on and so forth. there wasn't much in the South except cotton and stuff like that. So, and that, there's more harvesting fruit than there were harvesting cotton. And how I still got the scars on the back of my hands from pulling bows. That's when you pull the whole bow instead of then picking cotton. You pick the cotton out of the bow. Yep, back in the good old days. But that was an act of kindness that I gave them. I got their whole family over into California. And the act of kindness of that black man giving me my shoes. I wish I kept them old shoes. They finally wore out completely. You couldn't put no more cardboard in them. Well, come on, get over here. Come on. He won't jump over that trash can. He got up here and got his toy. He said, hey, these people crazy. Yeah, I had an interesting life. My daughter don't like me to tell my stories. She runs across, she'll delete the crap. I'm playing with these beads. I gave a bunch of these to the grandkids. I didn't make them. I bought them in a thrift store in a big bag. I think I paid $5 for a Mardi Gras bag of my beads and stuff. But, like I said, I remember that to this day. An old black man said, son, come over here. I got something for you. He pulled out them old black shoes. They must have been 10s or something. I think I wore about 6 or 7. We used to, I put them on, looked like clown shoes, but I didn't care. They kept my feet from getting cut. Then we used to pissant that, we call it pissanting. That's where the word pissant came from. That broom corn at night. You'd work 12-hour days cutting it, throwing it on a table. Then they'd load it, take it into the barns dry, and then they'd take it back out of there in the baler. And they needed pissant, people to carry it. So you'd work till midnight. Now you got up at daylight, remember. At about 5 in the morning. You started work about 6. You'd work 12 hours cutting it. Then you'd work another 4 or 5 hours baling it, pissanting it to the baler. Boy, when that baler took off, I guess it was diesel or steam or what the hell it was. They'd say, the door. Swing that door open when they'd bust that bale out. I want you to get away from that damn door that swung. You used to get about 4 or 5 hours sleep before you started that over and over again. But there's plenty of time to sleep after the harvest. You try to make that money. Back when I got stuck one time in Arkansas pulling onions. Now, they didn't pay money, they paid scrip. You can look that up. Every farm had its own money. Had its own what they call farmhouse. Farm stores and shit. You ended up owing them more money than you would, there's my baby up there, than you did when you worked. They had it all figured out. You'd end up being their slave. Couldn't leave till I snuck out there in the middle of the night. I still owed them, I don't know, 35 cents. Some shit like that. I figured this shit ain't working very good. I'm out of here. I rode the rails, hitchhiked. People felt sorry for me, fed me. Hell, I wasn't but a kid. But I knew damn well I had to leave home. If I didn't leave home, he's going to beat me to death. So it's time to go. In fact, when he died, I was the only one that took him to the hospital. Made sure he was well taken care of, paid for his funeral and everything else. Oh. You got your toy? used to, listen, we'd set traps for crawdads down in the bayou. I stayed with them people for a while. I almost got mixed up in that family, almost got married into it, and I wasn't but a damn kid. I was probably 14. The old boy had about, I don't know, 6 or 8 daughters and one goofy son. And he gave me a job. They didn't have a car, they had a boat. They went everywhere on that damn boat. Them old gals could work that crawdad in the shrimp boat. They lived in the bayou or floating barge looking thing. Floating house, whatever the hell you want to call it. Hell, they had hogs on there, chickens on there. They had every damn thing on there. Yep, back in the good old days. Then people worry about nowadays they can't make it. Have to be bailed out by the government. I ain't gonna get into that because they'll block me. They'll lose my damn channel. Yeah. Back in the days, there wasn't no damn good. If it was for rich people. Damn sure wasn't for the poor. They didn't give a shit about you one way or the other. They did start the soup line during the Depression, though. I'm going to put this thing to good use, I'll tell you that. Stay busy. And think about the good times. You don't never sit there and dwell on the sad times and the bad times. I've had enough of them, too. I'll tell you about the funny things. Hell, the world needs a good laugh. I remember I was in Southern California, and this is funnier than hell. We was picking avocados, and the trees they sort of grow like an umbrella, you know, these little squatty trees, and it became a rainstorm in California. And so it was pouring down rain, so I dove underneath this tree to get out of the rain. And there was an old boy in there. He was so damn hairy, he looked like a chimpanzee. And he said, and I'll never forget, he said, "Don't this remind you of the jungles of Iran?" And I said, "Damned if it don't." I left his tree and went and got under another one. Hell, I mean, he looked like hell. No shirt on, hairier than hell. I said, hell with this shit. I was out of here. I'd rather face the rain. He looked like the jungles of Iran. I think that's what he said, or Arab. I don't know what he said. But I mean, that's what I remember him saying. My interpretation was it looked like the jungles of Iran. I said, damned if it don't. And away I went. He was talking about being underneath that fig tree. I'm not fig tree, but avocado tree. I cut figs too. Oh, God. Sticky. Shit, that shit's sticky. Oh, ripe figs. Picked up prunes. They frail them with a stick. Knock them on the ground, you pick them up. Old prune tree. I'll tell you what, there ain't much I ain't worked at. But I left all that shit about 14 years old and decided to go to school. My aunt gave me a chance to get off the road, to get out the street. But I'd been on that damn road for 4 years, living on my own and roughing up. Learned a lot in 4 years. Hell, I was already grown. I knew what I wanted in life. Damn sure wasn't working with my back. But But then I worked with my back trying to pay for the damn education so I wouldn't have to work with my back. Now I never did. I worked for that till hell I was grown, married, had a bunch of kids. Because I was always doing side work, starting a new business, and all that other shit. I found out the American dollar, you better work your ass up if you're going to get one. They don't just want to give it to you. Hell, now the government wants to give you money. Shit, they gave us all kinds of money this year. And my daughter can't touch it. I've been getting it and spending it. That's what that shit's made for. I asked her the other day when she came out. I said, what the hell are you going to do with all that when I'm dead and gone? I said, hell. I said, money's made to spend. She said, yeah, but Dad, you'd have it all spent up in a year or two. And I said, well, that'd be a hell of a lot of spending, but I guess you'll save it up for the kids and the grandkids and the great-grandkids. I don't give a shit one way or the other. I do little things. Enjoy little things. That's what you got to do in life. Enjoy the little things. It's like them shoes. I treated them like gold. But, the people that was good to me, I was good to them. Like I told him, I said, hell, the worst thing they can do is send us back. You know, hell, I'd jump a freight and come through, but he couldn't with all them kids jump a freight, him and his wife and all them little old kids. He had plenty of them, about 6 or 7 of them. I said, we'll get you across the border, hell. I said, I didn't know the damn difference between one border and another. I thought that was sort of stupid. I'm not a border type person. Hell, come and go as you can. If you work, you'll live. You don't work, you starve to death. They didn't have welfare and damn thing else. They just started Social Security in 36. Nothing Social Security give anybody a damn check. Yep. That's back in the good old days. I better hang this thing up. It's almost 30 minutes. I've been blabbing. Yep, my life was like the grapes of wrath. But return kindness with kindness. That reminds me, it's been a couple of years ago. I was going down the freeway, and I missed the turn off to Guthrie. There's 2 turnoffs, and I missed the second one. Then you got to drive, I don't know, 25, 30 miles where you can get off the damn highway at a McDonald's. So I pulled into McDonald's because I needed some more soft drink because I'd run out of it. There's a woman that parked beside me. Looked like she had everything she owned in that old car. And she took a little boy and a little girl in and went into McDonald's. And she bought one Happy Meal. I was behind her when because that's when I know exactly what she bought. She bought one Happy Meal. And time I got my order, she had already set it at the table. And she tore that little hamburger and the fries, and she was separating it between the 2 kids. And I thought, well, the hell, they need to eat more than that. Well, she didn't have no money hardly. So, as I passed, I gave her a $100 bill for Christmas. That was my act of kindness that year. And boy, she was tickled. When I went back to the car, loaded my fat butt up in the car, I looked through the window and she's back at the counter buying some food. Probably feed her and the kids. It looked like she's on her last leg. Who knows? I didn't ask. I didn't care. How come she got in that situation? Or leaving her husband or running away? It was none of my business. I just seen somebody in need and jumped on it. And that's what counts. You see somebody in need or whatever, I thought, well, hell, I hadn't done anything for Christmas for anybody, so my kids don't need a damn thing. I thought, well, hell, that'd be a nice thing to do. She looked like she'd packed everything she had in that old ratty-ass car of hers. And I'd have pulled out enough to pay for my soft drink, and I always keep $100 in case I run into an emergency. So I just gave it to her. Didn't need it myself, evidently. I better go. But I like my pretty necklace I made. I took it off that. I had this on a piece of leather, and I liked it better on this. Let me get my glasses off. See there? I gotta go. I got things to do and places to see.